Hi class, my name is Lauren Bowder and today I'm here to present to you on my program, which is Educate to Eradicate. And this program serves to educate women on the dangers of fetal alcohol spectrum disorders and help provide information on how to prevent these. So by holding 4 different assemblies, the women will be educated on the dangers and how to prevent fetal alcohol spectrum disorders. So, what is the big issue with fetal alcohol spectrum disorder? It has been estimated to cost the US almost $4 billion annually in healthcare costs. It also is 100% preventable but 0% curable. And women between the ages of 18 to 24 have the highest rates of unplanned pregnancy, and typically fetal alcohol spectrum disorders are seen a lot in women who have unplanned pregnancies. So for that reason, that is the target audience for this program. This map here shows the binge drinking rates here in Alaska. So as you can see, we are among the highest states with binge drinking rates. So just goes to show how important it is that women are really educated on the dangers of mixing alcohol with a developing fetus. So what to do? In this program, prevention is the main focus because I really think that prevention is a key issue with fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. So really we want to address the issue before it begins by educating the women in the dangers and different ways that they can prevent fetal alcohol spectrum disorders. So this program specifically is going to focus on educating the women on the physical aspects, on the cognitive aspects of this disorder, and then also the financial repercussions. It also is going to be based on the information motivation behavioral model. And that helps because it takes into account not only educating the women, but also on how they are motivated and how to develop skills that will really stick with them. Because knowledge on an issue is a really great starting point, but without a desire to change the behavior and the program just won't be successful. There won't be those long-lasting effects. So the problem statement is that fetal alcohol spectrum is an irreversible disability that has lifelong implication. The ranges of disabilities varies from physical to cognitive as well as the severity. With this in mind, educating to eradicate fetal alcohol spectrum disorders is an action that needs to be implemented due to the fact that this disorder is 100% preventable. So this program aims to achieve both educational and behavioral changes. So starting with the education, once the women are informed, they can really go out and create those behavioral changes. And since they will be aware, it should be a lasting effect. So the goals of this program are to educate women on the dangers of exposing a fetus to alcohol, decreasing the number of fetal alcohol spectrum rates here in Alaska, and then increasing community awareness on how to prevent this issue. So there are quite a few partners who we are hoping to contact for this program. Two of the big ones are going to be the Anchorage School District, because this will be where the assemblies are held. Also the University of Alaska Anchorage, because a lot of the target population are going to be women right in that age range that are going to be in school. There are 2 programs that are already existing, which are the Fetal Alcohol Spectrum Disorders Partnership and then the National Organization of Fetal Alcohol Syndrome. So these will be really great because they already are up and running, and so they have a lot of really good information about the different designs and different methods of outreach. Also, local health providers will be contacted to request putting our brochures in their offices so that women can access the information not only just at these sessions but all over the community. The Anchorage Dispatch News will be contacted to help with advertising. Also the UAA Copy and Print Center, because we are hoping that they would help in the printing of the different posters for advertising, as well as the brochures that contain just some basic information. about fetal alcohol spectrum disorders and how to prevent them. And then lastly, Kaladi Brothers Coffee to basically help. This will be the way that the volunteers will be thanked for their time and efforts. So the planning on Educate to Eradicate, there's 3 different focuses here. So first of all is going to be the staffing. So this is a really huge part of the program because without a full team that really can work well together, it's going to be really difficult to create a successful program. So there will be 1 physician, 1 health educator, and then 6 volunteers. So the physician will really be kind of in the background of the program. They'll help a lot with the curriculum and making sure that the data is up to date and relevant. The health educator will be key because they are trained in how to convey information about these health issues in the most effective ways possible. And then the 6 volunteers will help a lot at the sessions, helping with greeting the participants at the door, handing out brochures, answering any questions they may have, and also they'll be key in the evaluation and the measurement methods that will take place both before and after the program, which we'll get into in a little bit. So where will these assemblies take place? There will be 4 assemblies that will be held at local schools all around Anchorage, so we really want to make sure that each area of Anchorage is able to attend one of these. And then lastly, the materials is a big part of the planning phase. The posters, brochures, pamphlets, and the promotional materials will all be designed ahead of time. So the physician will be really key in helping with the brochures and pamphlets and just making sure that the information is accurate. And then once all the materials have been created, the superintendent of the Anchorage School District will be contacted to help with just getting permission to distribute these to local schools so that women are aware of these sessions and also aware of the dangers of mixing alcohol with a developing fetus. So the events, like I said, there's going to be a total of 4 events. So prior to the events, there's going to be pre-testing, where the volunteers will go to local schools and conduct surveys to figure out what the best days and times would be for these sessions. We really want to make sure that they're accessible for the women. Also distributing brochures, hanging up posters around the community, and then advertising will all be part of the pre-planning of the program. Then at the actual sessions, there will be the welcome for all the women, get everyone comfortable, and they will take a pre-assembly survey to help determine the frequency of alcohol consumption and just some basic information. Then there will be the PowerPoint presentation where the health educator and physician will both be speaking and presenting the information. And then afterwards, there will be a question and discussion time where the women can voice any concerns or questions that they may have. And then there will be a post-assembly survey that the women will take, and all these surveys will be completely anonymous. This post-assembly survey will just help to gather how much information was really relevant and what the women came away knowing that they didn't know before they got to the assemblies. Also, some women may be contacted to do like a face-to-face survey just to help in the accuracy of the data. And then there will be a follow-up period where the volunteers will conduct phone-administered surveys. So the way this program is going to be measured is based off of the Pregnancy Risk Assessment Management System, which is also known as PRAMS. And this method has been used before. It was used in Washington to also assess the effectiveness of a fetal alcohol spectrum disorder prevention program. So these surveys are basically just going to ask the women kind of brief questions that address both factual aspects as well as emotional feelings towards drinking. In the pre-assembly and post-assembly survey, it will mostly just be a checkbox type of thing. There also will be the randomized face-to-face interviews. And then, like I said, there will be the post-intervention survey, which will take place 1 month after the women attend one of the events. The budget is as shows right here. So as you can see, a lot of the budget does go towards the personnel of the program because I really believe this is one of the most important factors of this is having a good, solid team. So the physician will be comped for their time as well as the health educator. And then another thing that I think is really important to include with these Educate to Eradicate sessions is childcare, because a lot of these women may have children, and so it just kind of helps ease the women being able to come to these sessions without, they won't have to worry about trying to facilitate and organize someone to take care of their kid. Another big part is going to be the supplies, which will be a lot of the printing of the materials. The in-kind contributions, like I said at the beginning, the volunteers were requesting that Kaladi Brothers would donate 1 coffee per day during these sessions just to thank our volunteers for their time. The Anchorage School District is also a really big partner that we are hoping to get, and they'll be key in the equipment. So basically all the sessions will take place around the Anchorage School District in the different auditoriums. And then for the supplies, the UAA printing services, we're hoping that they would be able to contribute to this because that will be a large portion of the budget, as well as with some of the promotional materials. So the timeline of this program, I'm estimating it to take place over the course of 1 school semester, or roughly about 6 months. So starting in June, there would be the contacting of staff and conducting interviews to just kind of get the best team possible. Once they all have been selected, they would begin training. Then in July, the goals and objectives would be outlined and agreed upon so that the staff and the physician and the health educator all can come to an agreement on what they think the best goals and objectives would be. Also conducting a needs assessment just to make sure that the goals and objectives are really in line with what the overall outcome will be. Then in August, potential partners would be contacted and informed about Educate to Eradicate and the overall mission of the program. Also, some pre-testing would be done about when and where the sessions would take place. So a lot of the volunteers going out into the community and contacting the women to figure out when would be the most accessible time for them to attend one of these sessions. And since school will be back in session, this is a good time to do it because you can really reach a large audience. In September, sessions 1 and 2 would take place at 2 different schools, one of each in a major region of Anchorage. And then October would be when sessions 3 to 4 would actually take place. And the volunteers would also begin in the post-program surveys. So like I said, about 1 month after the woman attends a survey, they would be contacted with a phone-administered survey. And then in November, the rest of the post-program administered phone calls would be conducted to basically assess the participants' knowledge and then attitudes towards drinking while pregnant. And this information could really be useful because it can be compared to the surveys that the women took both before the program, the sessions, and then also after the sessions. So thank you guys for listening to my program, and I hope that you can see why educating to eradicate fetal alcohol spectrum disorders is such an important thing here in Alaska. Thank you.